Hey ladies! I hope you all had a good week. I know I did. Tuesday I did this indoor skydiving thing. It's called iFly at City Walk and it was a lot of fun. So if you guys ever get the chance to go to City Walk, definitely do it. Me and my friends got pretty lucky because we get an NBC discount. So it was literally only 30 bucks to do it, which was awesome. Before I get started on my story, I thought I would answer a few of you really quick. Amy, I am so down with the Torchwood Marathon and I love the color red on lips. It looks so awesome. I love doing it when I do put on makeup. And Janice, talk about Kevin being on a Vine high. Talia, I am very, very jealous of your Disneyland trip because it looked really, really awesome and I wish I was there. So as I was watching Talia's video, she reminded me of senior year because originally I had no idea what I was going to talk about, but then I remembered this very, very distinct moment in my senior year life that I don't think I will ever forget. So as all of you know, I was in drama for all 4 years of high school, and my senior year I was an officer, I was historian. My senior year of high school was the first year, I believe, that my drama troupe ever hosted state. And it was a really, really big deal because it's Tucson, everyone always goes to Phoenix, so to have all these different schools from up north come down to Southern Arizona was crazy for us. My drama teacher was a member of the state board, so for him this was a pretty big deal too because he would have to show everyone that he works with what his troupe was all about and what his school was all about. So we were working really, really hard to make Sabino look amazing. As for the officers, we were all trying pretty hard, and I made it my personal project to take care of the girls' dressing rooms. The girls' dressing rooms were awful. Honest to God, I don't think anybody had legitimately done like a real clean of that dressing room since, oh God. To give you an idea, I found stuff I believe from like the 80s or 90s. That was really, really just, oh, so gross. Basically, when you walk into our dressing room, you walk in and to your right, it's a counter that goes all the way down the room with like different little stations like mirror lights, blah blah blah. And you see that all the way down. And if you like when you walk in, if you turn to face the far wall, the all the counters are on your right, and then to your left there's mirrors, and if you go up a little more there's closets. There's a center closet, it's kind of like an island, then there's closet, and then there's closets against the wall. Over the years these closets got very jam-packed and there were shoes thrown everywhere, and all along the main counter where everyone could sit were boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. We obviously couldn't have it like that for state because it would make us look really sloppy and unprofessional. Since it was senior year, I was able to only have 5 classes, and my first class of the day was directing, which basically meant that I was in drama, and at the beginning of the year, of the semester, which was like February-ish, I wasn't doing anything for directing because directing work didn't really start till like March or April, so I had an hour or so of free time. So every day I would get to directing and I would go straight to the dressing room. I would ask my teacher to open it and then I would just get to work. I started pulling out boxes, emptying the closets, organizing things into like trash piles, Goodwill piles, and keep piles. We had gotten a trash bag from the janitor that was literally basically my height, and I filled it up to like overflowing. I probably worked on this dressing room for like a good 2 weeks, maybe more. It was something that I was working hard on because I wanted to help, because I like making people happy, and I knew how happy it would make my teacher to see it get done. So then comes Wednesday. Wednesday is the day before the state competition. So my main focus now was just to clear out whatever was for Goodwill, get all the trash out, and start making everything look pretty because we literally only had 1 day left and I was planning on staying really late to get all of this done. So I got to school that day, I was in directing, and I was organizing everything, and it was still really cluttered just because I hadn't thrown away, actually like physically thrown away the stuff yet, but I was getting there. And I had gotten super happy and excited because my best friend Kareen, she was treasurer, and I found this really old poster that my teacher made a long time ago that said Sabino Boosters Club, which is what she's in charge of because she was in charge of all the money and the boosters account. And I was going to give it to her so that she could use it for, I believe, like the bake sales and stuff that we would have during state, and she was really happy. So I'm cleaning, doing whatever I have to do, and then the bell rings, so I have to go, and normally I make sure to let my teacher know that, okay, I'm going, but regardless, he usually checks to see that I'm gone or whatever. He does what he needs to do, and then he locks it up. But on Wednesday, the dressing room didn't get locked. So 6th period comes around. It's the last class of the day, which is drama. And I get in there, I recruit like literally 6 girls to help me finish this up because I can't do the rest on my own. And as we're walking down the hall towards the dressing room, we start smelling paint. And then we walk into my dressing room. We walk in, and on the Sabino Boosters poster someone spray painted in black over the S, the first S in boosters, and put a B, so it said boobsters. My big trash bag that was over my height was toppled over. There were clothes that I'd separated in boxes just like trampled on and just thrown everywhere. Some girls went to go get my teacher so that we could show him, and then we get back and we open one of the closet doors, and someone drew a big penis on the door along with this acronym that I can't remember, but it was like for, I think, ICP or some stupid band. And we open another closet and there's another dick, and then we keep looking and looking, and some clothes got spray paint on it, and it was everywhere, and I was so upset to the point where it went away so that it wasn't fear anymore, because at first I was just raging. I was mad. Like, I wasn't screaming, but I was talking with a raised voice, getting very pissed off, and people were like, what the hell is going on? Like, Angelique's never mad. And then my teacher looks at me, and I don't know what happens, but I lose it, and I just start crying. Like, I wasn't crying hard, but I was just like, how can people be so mean? And then I just like, oh, I just lost it. And he gives me like the biggest hug. My best friends, Kateri, Autumn, and Andrea, were all in choir the same period that I was in drama. So, oh no, actually the period before, but they had stayed for a choir thing. And they came in and they saw me like this big mess. Then my teacher got down to business. He called the office, he got the vice principal in, they took pictures of everything. All the teachers that were in fine arts got together and were talking about this because they needed to figure out who did it. And I was furious. Like, I wanted whoever did this to pay, because they basically screwed us over, because state was the next morning and they had ruined over half of all the work that I had done. So Autumn goes up to her choir director and she tells him that during fifth period she went to the bathroom really quick, which is right next to the dressing room, and she said that she heard people like talking really loud in the dressing room, but she thought it was just drama kids, so she didn't question it. After fifth period was when people started smelling paint. So they put two and two together, and their choir director realized that it was like, I think, 3 kids that always act up in the class. They were total potheads that never cared about choir. They were in there because they thought it was an easy A. So he took those names down, gave it to the vice principal, and he called those kids into the office, and coincidentally there was one kid already in the office for something else, and he had been texting this girl who was a part of it. The office checked everyone's phones and they figured out who did it. So right away, those kids got suspended. I was very relieved and happy that justice was served. I have my best friend to thank for that, and my teacher for being so supportive, and the rest of my class for being so supportive, because I don't think anyone ever saw me be so passionately upset over something. But it's events like that that happen during senior year that make me appreciate it in a weird way, because at the end of the year we have this awards night, and my teacher every year gives one award that he has named the Super Player Award, which is the person that he believes dedicated so much of their time to drama and really truly cared about theater and all these different aspects. Like, they participated, they went out of their way, they put in time, money, effort, all these different things. And it's normally only one person, but that year I got it, my best friend Kareen got it, and then our friend Amanda got it, because we all were really passionate about drama. We were all officers too, which is kind of funny. So it was really rewarding, because it's not like I think that one event with the dressing rooms is why I got Super Player, but it reminded me that it was little things like that that I think really showed people that I truly do care. So it's just, I don't know, I'm proud, I'm happy, because that was probably one of the things that I wanted most out of high school. And to know that I got recognized and now my name is on this plaque on the wall in our high school is just really, really exciting. So even though some really crappy thing happened, I'm happy, because in the long run, I kind of feel like I got rewarded for my dedication, for my love of theater. So I thought maybe I'd share that with you guys. So I hope you beautiful ladies have a wonderful week. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.